Hello everyone, I'm Carla Casas. I'm an immigration attorney in Chicago. I hope you are all doing well, staying healthy and safe. I want to talk with you briefly about President Trump's executive order, which was signed April 22nd yesterday and takes effect April 23rd today. And this is an executive order that suspends immigration, entry of certain immigrants for a period of 60 days, which takes us through June 21st. I've had a lot of clients calling with questions regarding how this impacts them, whether it even impacts them. So let's get into it and talk about what exactly it means. So first of all, this order applies to individuals who are outside of the country as of today, April 22nd, and who are applying for a green card. We're trying to immigrate into the United States from abroad. It does not apply to individuals who have already had their interview at the consulate and their green card has been approved. Those individuals are, have already been approved and can still enter the country. I actually have a couple clients in that situation who were lucky enough to get their interview right before the consulates closed down, and they've already been approved, but they haven't been able to enter the country because of travel restrictions due to coronavirus. So those individuals will still be able to enter. Also, importantly, it does not apply to individuals who are applying for a green card here in the United States. That is called adjustment of status. Not everyone is eligible to do that, but for those who are able to apply here with USCIS and they do not need to leave the country for their interview, those individuals are not impacted by this order. So they can still move forward. In their cases, once USCIS opens up again, obviously they'll be able to have their interviews. So there is a big group of people who are not impacted by this order, who are exempted. So let's talk about that. Number one, obviously we already said green card holders are not affected by this order. So they do not need to worry. If you already have a green card and you've been approved, then you are not impacted by this. It also does not apply to children and spouses of U.S. citizens. That's a really big category. Here at my office, we handle a lot of family immigration cases. So that's the bulk of most of our cases. Individuals, filing petitions for their spouse or their children, which is considered 21 and under. So those individuals will still be able to move forward with their cases. They are not going to be impacted by this. However, keep in mind that children and spouses of legal permanent residents are impacted by this order. So unfortunately, they will be affected in terms of the 60-day pause on immigration. Other individuals who are exempted include physicians, nurses, healthcare workers, anybody who's considered an essential worker due to COVID-19. Immigrant investors are also not going to be affected by this. Members of the armed forces and their spouses and children are not affected by this. Other individuals whose entry would be in the national interest, and that's going to be a case-by-case determination, but they are also not affected. Asylum seekers and refugees are also not impacted by this order. And then the other thing is, since this applies to individuals who are seeking a green card, this also does not affect individuals who are, seeking tourist visas, student visas, H-1B visas, all those other types of visas that are not immigrant visas. They are temporary visas. Those individuals are also not affected by this order. So all in all, the people who are affected are parents of U.S. citizens, as well as adult children of U.S. citizens, siblings of U.S. citizens. We already mentioned spouses and children of legal permanent residents are also affected by this. Individuals who are being sponsored for a green card by their employers are affected, as well as diversity lottery winners also will be affected. So that is the basic summary regarding who is affected and who is not affected. I will mention that, right now, no one is getting green card. No one is having their green card interviews because the consulates have been closed as of approximately mid-March, and we don't know when they're going to reopen. So in effect, everyone's sort of in the same situation right now because we don't know when that's going to continue. USCIS as well is closed through May 3rd. I have a lot of, several clients who their green card interviews were canceled by USCIS. They're going to be rescheduled. We don't know when. So the reality is that, the whole process has already been paused. But obviously this order makes clear that for a period of 60 days, for sure, these individuals will not be able to move forward. I think it's important to remind everyone that, the president does not have the power to modify, amend immigration law. So this is not a change in the law. Only Congress can do that. This is an executive order which is in place for 60 days. And it could be longer. You know, the president could extend it. He has said that. But right now, what we know is it's a period of 60 days. It does not mean that you can still file a petition for your parent or siblings. You can still do that. Those are still being processed by USCIS. There's no indication that this applies to them. But what happens though is that once your family member is going to be scheduled for the interview, that's the part that's being paused right now for the green card interview. So it's important for people to understand that. And as always, you know, I always tell my clients, this is sort of a reminder that it's important to move forward. If you have an avenue for a green card, get started. You know, go ahead and file whatever you're eligible for, because there are no guarantees. You know, even though this is not a change in the law and this is not permanent, but it is going to affect a lot of individuals. It's going to delay their cases. And so I think it's important to move forward if you have an avenue to go ahead and get on that avenue. If you are interested, if you have any questions regarding this, or if you want to open a case with our office or have a consultation with us, you can reach me at 312-971-7221. You can also send me an email, Carla at casasimigration.com, or you can also find us on Facebook, Casas Immigration. I hope you're all doing well, staying healthy, and have a wonderful day.